Hey everyone, welcome back. Just gonna do a little update video. I have a lot of out of order videos and I filmed some of them with my phone the wrong way. So I wanted to at least go through a couple different things that I think I might have covered, but kind of want to go over again. But essentially, standing right here, kind of in the garage area right now, have the house staked out, which I think I covered that and I kind of shifted it and moved it. But as of right now, just as an update, looks like we're getting financing pretty soon. Loan's about to get underwritten, which is a process to say the least. So pretty big process to get that over with, and that's a big milestone. So one of the things we ran into with that is appraisal came in a little bit low, which is kind of frustrating. Unfortunately, the appraisals, you can't really do anything about them. You can have an appeal and go through all that process, but essentially, with what we're doing here, they look at the footprint, and I guess, they say that you don't get as much value out of a basement, but you can't really tell, but I'm really elevated. So, I'm going to have a walkout. I guess you don't get as much value out of a basement as I thought you did, which is kind of weird. Because if I was paying someone to build this house, it would be a lot more expensive than what they appraised it for. And they're looking at comps of like, a lot of production houses where they're 15 feet apart and vinyl siding and all that kind of stuff. Now, my house, what me and my fiance are doing is, we're doing a lot of upgraded things. We're doing hardy siding, which is the best thing to do. We're doing copper piping. L copper actually is what we're doing because it's a little bit thicker. And I've been going back and forth a lot on that. And you guys can comment on it too. But I've been going really back and forth on copper. We're using PEX A, the Uponor PEX A with the regular fittings. It's a tough decision. It's about a $7,000 difference for me for the plumber that I'm using, and the deal that I was able to get from it. And that's a lot of money for us on this project. We're building in pretty much the most economical custom house that we can think of and still get what we want. And thankfully, this little slice of paradise that we have here, we got a great deal on. But still, been tossing back and forth on that. But I do think that copper is just subjectively a better product. We know what it's going to do in 50 years. We don't know what the new stuff's going to do in 50 years. And we use it a lot for the company that I work for, and it seems to be good. Everything says that it's good. For me personally, I want to be a little more conscious of microplastics, especially raising my family in this house. And so, yeah, I think that copper is going to be the way to go. I do still think maybe I'm going to do a reverse osmosis filter underneath the sink. I've seen them where they have like a reservoir with them, or sometimes it's just a regular water filter that has a reservoir and it goes under the sink, and then you have a little spout and you can just fill up your water bottles there and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing on that yet. Maybe you guys, if any of you guys are in the industry and in that world, there's also that thing that you wrap around the water when it comes into the house and it deionizes something in the water. I'm trying to think of it, water scrubbing or something like that I'm thinking about doing. But I've heard mixed reviews. I know they're only like, I don't know, $500 or $600, which again, for us is a lot of money. This is our first house. We're starting a family, hopefully after we get married next year and all that stuff. So trying to save money, but also want to make sure that we're getting things that we want. So got my big pile of brush. It's going to be fun to get through. I think I'm going to rent a wood chipper and just burn through it, or maybe have some fires. I got some friends that want some firewood, so maybe they'll be able to take it. But yeah, that's kind of where the update is, though. We're just waiting in the process of getting our loan underwritten. And then we'll kind of start from there. As soon as that loan's written, I already got numbers worked up for what it's going to cost me to do this big driveway right here. So I'm going to try not show much of the street, but big driveway right there. So I got a cost for that as far as cutting this whole area down. This whole area here where I'm standing is going to get cut down like 5 or 6 feet, which I think I've talked about before, but it's going to get cut down. Driveway is going to be a lot better, but I got that guy priced out, lined up. Got my concrete guy priced out, lined up. My panel rental priced out, lined up. So I'm ready to go. So I just need this bank to get cooking on it, because the first bank would not write our loan. It's very hard to get a owner's builder's loan. We had to go through a credit union instead of a bank. And we knew people high up in the bank, and we weren't able to get that loan done. So, but we loved working with those guys at that particular bank, and maybe we'll refinance with them. Maybe we won't. We'll just see we'll just kind of see how that process goes with getting the loan and this credit union. But yeah, if any of you guys are looking to do this, that can be a pretty big hurdle. You know, I think my credit score came in pretty good. My fiance's credit score came in pretty good, and the finances look good. The cash we have is good. Assets is good. Income's good. But unfortunately, sometimes people just, they won't do it regardless. It doesn't matter if you have 100% collateral. If you have a cosigner, you have 100% collateral, it doesn't change it. They will not write the loan, which to me makes no sense. Because right now I'm building a house that is going to have a ton of equity in it. I know the appraisal came in low this time, but it's going to have a ton of equity in it, mostly because I'm saving about 20% building my own house. You know, if you look at a production house, you know, they have, whatever production builders in your area, they have a 30 to 40% markup for their houses, which is crazy because in the custom market, you don't even have anywhere close to that. But you know, you're dealing with less houses and you have less overhead and stuff like that, being a smaller company, but it's kind of insane. So if this were a production house, I'd be saving 30-40%, but it's a custom house, so realistically I'm saving anywhere from 18 to 25% just on that. And then, you know, people are taking care of me pretty good, just because we have good relationships with all of our subcontractors. They know me, and if you guys are in the industry, contractors take care of contractors. Just kind of how it works, you know. Because if they have something that comes up or they want a house designed or anything like that, you know, I'll hook them up too. So just really good to have that relationship. But anyways, that's kind of the update. You know, we're getting really close, hopefully within the next 2 weeks from filming this video, which has been a long process. It's been, I think, 6 weeks since we got this cleared out, maybe even 2 months since we got this cleared out here, all this brush, which you see back here. So yeah, it's getting really, really exciting. Got a couple more things to tie up with, not the building permit, but just making sure I have everything in aligned for the other things. I had one thing that came up on my building permit, which I do have, which is super great news, that I guess the gas line work requires a specific permit or another permit, which I haven't really dealt with in what I do, but again, a lot of times the plumber's gonna know, so we'll be able to work with him on that. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Make sure to follow, because once this thing gets going, it's gonna go quick, and I'm a little bit nervous just to get started because I do not want to bleed too far into the end of the year. I'd really like to be able to seed, you know, in October, and that's really what the goal is if I can seed in October. That's kind of my date that I'm really trying to hit. Because one, it's a great time to do landscaping, get all that stuff done. Everything's kind of slowing down, getting dormant. You can plant some things. You can get grass growing in like 4 weeks and it'll look great. So yeah, that's kind of the timeline I'm trying to look for. As of right now, what is it, beginning of April? So I'm giving myself about 6 months to build this house, and I think that's definitely doable. If I was subbing it all out, I could have it done in like 4.5 months. I mean, but doing some work myself, it's a little bit different. But anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and God bless you.